So it's January 1st, 2018. Gonna start building. So let's see how long this takes. Wish me luck. Okay, so I have the three furring strips in on both sides, going up and up. And this is all just to just try to have a prayer of this being flush with this, with these bulkheads. Over here it's the same thing. So I'm going to try to hide that under the plywood. Same thing there. So you try to make that flush. That'll work. Okay, so on to wiring. So what I have here is some 14-2 wire that's going into an armored conduit. I put the little in protectors on it so it will never rub through. And I just use a little bit of hot glue to glue that on, and I use a little bit of just hot glue to just hold that in place. So it runs out here, and this will come to a large panel which will have all the 12 volts stuck to it. So then you just repeat it. So I've got another one going here, and I have some reading lights going here and here. There's going to be a ceiling LED here, and they all have to be wired. So one piece at a time. So I did put some 1/4-inch furring strips in between the little gaps in the floor. I didn't do it the whole way. It looks dark, but it's really only like 5:30. It's winter. I didn't do it the whole way, just kind of where I walk. Back here, I'm never going to walk. Back here is where cabinets sit. You don't go nuts. I do walk, right here. You walk in, and you turn left, and you go down this alley. This is a high traffic area, so I can see that. So next, styrofoam. So then on top of the floor, you've got 1/2 inch of polyiso. That's going to go down, and then I'm going to add 1/2 inch more to that. So there's the basic floor in so far. What I did was added a 1/2 inch piece here because underneath you have the insulation. So this will give you a strong edge right here as you step on it. I also tried to bring out a full 4-foot sheet to this edge. You want the seam to be over as far as you can. This will fall close to the cabinet edge, so I won't be walking. This will be my main way that I walk. So you don't want a seam right there. This seam is pushed under the edge of the bed. So the bed frame comes straight down here. So that seam will never be exposed to any foot traffic. And then this seam I'm going to run right down the middle because this is where the cubby is, so you don't need any ability to withstand traffic. So I'm just doing a little bit of an indentation with just a few screws. I do a little pre-drill, and then I sink this in part way with the power driver, but then I hand finish it. You don't want to crank down on all this stuff because of the insulation. You can crank down here, okay, but when you go into the insulation above that, you don't want to make any divots in the plywood. So it's a pretty lightly attached floor. On top of this is going to go cabinets and more cabinets, and so it'll all just settle down, but I'm not going crazy with screws on this. So what I'll do is I'll just take and drag my compass along that edge at a fixed Now it's not perfect, but you get the idea. Is that then I measure back off. When I trace this, I'll measure off of to the plywood. It's difficult to express the joy. I see I'm a little short there, so if I want to I could come back, but that's alright, I get the picture. This is just something that, so I have something to follow when I get it on the cutting table. So then I lay the insulation onto the board I'm going to use, and then I just transfer that just distance back down to the wood. I just follow that all the way around, and it goes all the way in there, and then any other cuts too. So that should, in theory, give you a very tight duplicate, but you know how that works in carpentry. So this is the finished floor, or the subfloor basically. This part here is just going to be where I have those big long sliding cubbies, and the bed frame comes right down that seam. So, and there's just cabinets here and cabinets all the way down here. So the part you walk on will be covered with vinyl. So this is something I'm trying out. How do you find out how to cut the wheel well out? So one guy on YouTube was saying get a piece of thick copper and then bend it so it fits the wheel well perfectly, then trace it on the plywood and cut it out. We'll see. So the cutout for the using the wire worked pretty good. You still have to go in and adjust stuff. It's not bulletproof. So I got all the noise dampening panels in up on the roof there. I ordered 75 square feet and there was none in this van at all, and I think 50 square feet for anybody watching this would probably be fine. You don't need to cover it with such amount, and it's not lightweight stuff either. So let's see where we're at. Got the wiring done. Nothing much to talk about there. I've started to do some of the foam. I hate foam. It's disgusting. Terrible stuff, but it works. On the electronics portion, I'm going to do a denim, because I might need to get back in there, so I don't want to tear it all apart. I could do the solid styrofoam, but this is just going to work out better. Up here, I'll still do all the styrofoam. That's going to be a total fun day. 2 days, 3 days. So I got this is going to be the wall where the electronics sit, and it's going to go right over here. And I'll do that here in a few minutes. Got it in all of the sound dampening stuff. This is Noico. They were out of Rattle Trap, and it was going to be like 2 weeks to get it, so close enough. This was actually cheaper too. So we'll catch back when I get some electronics in. If you're getting the foam on you, the best thing I found is turpentine. It should say pure gum spirits, so it's the least toxic. I mean, lacquer thinner will work too, but that's pretty hard on your skin. So some people have actually used this as an ointment for arthritis and that kind of thing. So that's not so toxic as some other things that will take off the foam.